You're watching another new car spin. It is a windy Monday, April 28th. This is the Hyundai Santa Fe. First off, you should buy one because it's a really good road trip vehicle. It may be ugly and it may be a lot smaller in person than it looks on camera, but it is totally worth it. There's a lot of those families out there that seem to have like that annoying wife named Jennifer who has to have a Tahoe or a Suburban or whatever. But this thing is like the ideal car that those people should be driving because they don't need anything that damn big. We do have a third row. And there's a jack. Is there a spare tire? Yep, there is. So yeah, road trip worthy right there. We have air vents back here for the third row, and look at that, it even has some sort of an AC fan speed control, which is good, and a power trunk. Let's see, two outlets. That one looks like a 110 volt. Yep, there we go. So very, very good for, oh, it's windy, let me get out of this wind. Downfiring lights for the license plate, by the way. So this is the XRT H-Track. It's supposed to be all-wheel drive. It feels very front-wheel drive bias until you put it in sport mode. You see the roof rack on there. Then we have this thing here, which is a handle that comes out. I don't quite remember how. You have like a little key here that opens that up, but I'm not quite sure. I remember using that on one I drove before. Maybe it works on this side. Okay, it's locked. How do I unlock it? I think I gotta use the key here. That's right. Okay, so let's take this off. Alright, we have this little key. This goes in there, and we turn that. There we go. So now, okay, so this goes in, and you can actually grab here and like step up here, and then get up to the roof. I'm not doing it because I got my, well, my hand on the camera and my hand. You could have 3 points of contact. Let's just say that. All right, these back seats, there's a button here that will auto fold them and slide forward so you can get to the third row, which is very nice to have. Slide this back. Okay. Also, there's a handle here to pull to fold them flat, which you could do with one hand, which is great. You can hold this and then recline. Look at that. That's what makes this road trip worthy, is even if there's just two of you, one of you can be on the passenger side. Well, I'll just configure it right now. Let's just do that. So this is the downside. This is a manual seat in this trim, but you got this bar. There we go. So you can slide that forward. You can come back here. Look at all that leg room. And then these actually slide forward and back. So that's all the way back. And then this can be reclined all the way. And then obviously you close the door. Now we don't have any sunshades, but you can get a nice tint on here. LED lights. I think the trim I had before had a suede headliner or some sort of like a moleskin. I don't remember which one that was, but yeah, you could lay down back here. So we have our air vent. We have no controls here, but this is interesting. I can actually get into this compartment here from the back. Obviously it flips up this way for the driver. And then here we have a bin, and this is just a standard thing on the Santa Fe. And actually I can actually reach in. So basically that's the same bin that is down here. There we go. So it's like a secret compartment, basically. Very interesting. So yeah, this is very configurable for everybody. We have USB even in the back of the front seats. So everything's kind of like designed to be compatible for all the needs. And you don't need anything as big as a Tahoe, which is the perfect part. The only downside here is it's not like the Mazda CX-90, CX-70, CX-5, all the Mazdas where the back door can open practically 90 degrees. So ingress, egress here, you still have plenty of room to get in and out of. But if you had a big box of stuff you wanted to put back here, in the Mazda it's going to be easier because there's more room than this on the Mazda. And actually this right here, this cup holder sticks out a lot. It protrudes from the door more. So it actually is kind of deceptive in my opinion. I don't have a tape measure on me, but you'll want to measure that yourself if you can get larger objects in or out if you need to. Anyway, that's awesome. Now we are on these off-road tires. These are the Terra Contacts, so probably, yep, Continentals 245/60 R18 with these really interesting black gloss wheels and this matte paint finish. It's just, this is the way to do it. Very, I don't want to say rugged, but it's just like, you know, a lot of people think people worry about miles per gallon, but they really don't, because more than 50% of buyers buy trucks or SUVs, which tells me that people don't care about fuel economy. Do they care about looks? Probably, but this is like a poor man's Land Rover Defender, and you can quote me on that. So yeah, sticker price, I don't know. I've driven it all week. They're picking it up today. Let's guess on sticker price, because I did drive that Hyundai Sonata N-Line and I was actually shocked about how cheap it was. This thing though, there we go. Window stickers. All right, take a guess, because here we go. So 26 highway, 19 city fuel economy, 43,475. That's about, I was gonna say 42, but I knew I was not gonna be right. But that's actually close enough. So what that means is it's half the price of a Land Rover Defender. Obviously half the vehicle, because we don't have an air suspension or any other stuff. But just look at the utility factor of it. The Land Rover Defender is the same way. It's like, it's not made to be a luxury vehicle, but having things you need is a luxury. We even have a second, or a mini bar, whatever you want to call that thing there. Looks like a toaster oven for your things. And obviously this great big display. Let's turn this on. So we have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. My phone doesn't always connect for some reason in these Hyundai Genesis vehicles. This here is a camera to detect drowsiness and all that other stuff. You're actually seeing some of the red lights. That's because it's infrared. You can see it on the camera more than I can see it in person. Electronic parking brake. There is a tow mode here. And radar cruise, lane keep assist. It does not have auto down on the windows in the back, which is the only downside. I wish it had auto up and down on all the windows, just the front ones. And of course, a sunroof, but not a panel roof. I don't know why they didn't do a panel roof in this thing. But again, plenty of space. I mean, you really, like, why, you know, you could spend $75,000 on a Tahoe, but do you really need it? Otherwise, you know, what are we looking at here for fuel economy? If I go here to the vehicle, 20.6, and that's with me driving. I don't care what I'm getting in fuel economy. It's not my car, it's not my fuel, it's not my insurance. I drive this thing to really get everything I can out of it, from the performance perspective, handling 3,030 miles of automotive journalists in this car, and maybe some mommy, maybe a lot of mommy bloggers, but 21.8 mpg. That's not bad, because you don't have this V8 in here. You don't have a V6 in here. You have a 2.5 liter, I think it's a turbo. Let's check it out. Pop the hood. It just seems to be like one of those cars where you can be like, yeah, we can like drive it and destroy it. Okay, it's got gas struts on the hood. That's just very nice to have. An actual dipstick for the engine. Engine's way down low, so clearly they could fit the 3.5 twin turbo in here if they really wanted to, but they don't have to. This is a very compact, very powerful engine, because when I drove the Santa Cruz, which is the pickup truck, it had this engine, and I swore it was a V6. So I'm not gonna say this power is like awe-inspiring, and we're not even gonna get into horsepower numbers because it doesn't really matter. But what I want to say is, yeah, this is the car to buy right here. And I say that because the suspension on this trim with these tires really evens out all that rough stuff out there, which, you know, Dallas, Texas is well known for, because otherwise you're just driving there and you're not driving over there. So let me put this into drive. This got this funky thing here. You turn that, okay. Yeah, it picks up very nicely. I find myself, only one complaint is that, like, between reverse and drive, there's some sort of a lag or a delay. And then even off the line, it seems like a dual clutch transmission is trying to, like, slip the clutch a little bit. That's the only problem, is it's just kind of a little laggy immediately off the line. But on this rocky surface, you can see in the mirror there all the dust. I mean, I don't really feel anything. You hear the tires doing some scrubbing, basically scrubbing that surface before it even hits the cabin. It doesn't really hit the cabin. And then on the road, there's really no wind noise, even though it's a windy day. Yeah, you could do long road trips in this. The seats are nice. They're very large in the front, and obviously in the back you can configure them to lay pretty much further back than most first class seats. So yeah, buy one. Super affordable. And I never thought I'd say that about a car in the $43,000 range, but think about it. If this thing's got all these features, it's practically loaded. 43 grand. This is like a grand more than the Mazda CX-5, which is perfect. And this is a 3-row version, but it's not a CX-90. So basically, you're looking to save $13,000 off a CX-90 and getting into this Hyundai. So basically, you lease one of these for 3 years, you let your kids destroy it, your wife is happy, you get another one. And you know what? It doesn't look like little foofy CV with the curvy lines and the, you know, the feminine look. This is way more masculine and butch, and I think that's the reason why it makes sense. So thank you for watching. More videos to come. See ya. Like, subscribe, comment, all that. And what else can we say here? Leave a comment below. What do you not like about the Hyundai range, or the Hyundai Santa Fe in general? And it took me forever to realize this. You see this key? I only realized it the other night. Now, because I'm like, where's the logo? How do you know what car this is for? I can see it now, and I now cannot unsee that. There's the Hyundai logo right there. It's amazing. Thanks for watching.